night beginning to fall over Southern California, but the lights are shining bright here at the spectacular SoFi Stadium in metropolitan Los Angeles. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and the Los Angeles Chargers. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. They started on the ground with Eckler. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Give them 15 yards to start their first drive of the game. Great beginning there under the bright lights of prime time.
Yeah, it takes you back to high school football on a Friday night, doesn't it? When you feel like every eye in the county is on you. In this case, every eye in prime time is on you.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. Williams brings it in. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Herbert operating from the red zone. Got a man, and it's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Chargers put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. Extra point good by Hopkins, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Dustin Hopkins to kick off for the Chargers.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Kadarius Toney going to elect to bring this one out. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
We talked about it prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have his hands full all night long.
Well, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. How it's long distance now? Let's go to that play.
Yeah, they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Looking to throw. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety.
Every team has plays in their book to try to buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up past the 40-yard line.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing.
There he goes, right side. A big play there for L.A. 51 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. And, it'll be intercepted. And now nothing but green ahead of him. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets them on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick six.
And I know from experience throughout the week when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick sixes and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And they do so in possession of the lead now, thanks to the effort of their defense. Fresh off of 6 the other way, it's Herbert. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted.
For a team who came in here on a healthy winning streak, we're seeing some uncharacteristically bad play thus far. And that streak is definitely in jeopardy if this offense keeps giving the ball away and can't mount a few drives of their own.
Now a handoff to Chandler. To the 36-yard line, stop there. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
Here's Chandler on second down. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I've not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
He'll decide to keep this once more. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Well, that's what he can do when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop it.
Yeah, I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
An extra quarterback now in the game for the Chargers here on third. They'll drop the throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. Through one quarter, 9-7 our score. And the first play will be a field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember.
Partner, I think they saw something there. I mean, it came from the right side deliberately, and you know there's always a designated guy that goes and blocks it, but it's the rest of his teammates that get it free.
The Charger drive about to get going. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
A gain of 22 yards. And the Chargers first down.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. The Chargers at 9-1 on the year. And they come in on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Herbert off of play action. He finds his target, Allen. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10.
10 yards to go.
And they'll send Williams in motion right. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Got a man, it's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Hopkins with the extra point, and that makes this a 9-point game. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Last time they had a little bit of a special teams breakdown. That field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and take the pressure off of those guys. Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Second and long. He's going to go for a big play downfield. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Chandler. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. The run on 3rd and long, so I guess waving the white flag a little bit.
Yeah, and I think sometimes teams are so committed to running the football that they'll take a chance, even in a long yardage situation, to let them know on the other side, this is what we're going to be about today. In this case, they didn't get a 1st down, but if you're thinking along with them, hey, they might be committed to running it all game long.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Chargers take over first and 10.
The Charger drive about to get going. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Play action. It's Herbert. Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on first and 10. In motion left comes Williams. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams from 13 yards out as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead now stands at 13. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning it into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
That is caught. It's Williams. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Chargers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Here's Tony to return it as he brings it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Oh, a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Now back to throw. Man open, it's Tony. He's got it. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He finds his man complete. That's Chandler. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Back to throw again. That's complete to Chandler on the check down. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 41-yard line.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Vikings.
They'll look to throw again. He finds his man, complete. That's Chandler. And he's going to have a first down, and they get into field goal range here at the 29. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a first down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Again, he'll drop to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter.
First and goal.
This is first and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll throw now on the final play. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far, as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Second down and inches. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Michael Davis. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football.
Well, they're certainly in a bad way right now. Not so bad that you can call this one over already, but bad enough that you know you can't toss an interception to open the second half. This just ratchets up the pressure on this team's defense right now.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. 20! And they're going to get this down inside the 20. So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Williams, a man in motion right. Herbert setting up to throw on first down. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Trailed over from 19 yards away. And the Chargers take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Here's Tony to return it as he brings it out of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. They run it with Chandler. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Getting this into the hands of Eric Dickerson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Now Chandler. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Here's Chandler. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Back to throw. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Next to score, Chargers 44, Vikings 10.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Here's Tony to return it as he brings it out of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
After the pick 6, they go right back to the air. He's going to float this one deep right side. He's got him in, complete. The 20. Touchdown, Vikings. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
And that one, and even 60 yards in the air. Wow. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. Still comfortably on top, 3rd quarter as they start things here with a 1st and 10. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
In motion left comes Williams. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
By Danielle Hunter. An 11-yard loss on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Ashton Davis providing a little deja vu. Back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA. On is the Chargers punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. They're going to look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Chandler. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. That's complete to John Ross. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here 1st and 10 at their own 44. He'll hand off here to Eckler. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
So pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Williams, a man in motion right. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete for their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete. It's been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
to Darius Smith. A big loss on the play. Brings up 4th down.
On 4th down, Herbert. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to be a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. He'll look to throw. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
This has been a rough one to put it mildly for him, and after this one's done, you just feel like in the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. The Charger drive about to get going. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
If you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
39-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28. On 1st down, it's Herbert. Flush to his right. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
They're going to pass here with Herbert. And incomplete on the deep ball. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up. But
and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Hopkins with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Here's Tony to return it as he brings it out of the end zone. he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
On second down now. It's Chandler. Only 2 yards on the carry. That's going to set up a 3rd and long. 3rd and 15 to be exact. Looking to throw. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. Call the loss of 2 there on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game.
So